Good day, everybody. This is forecaster Mark Spencer from NeoWeather.com with your forecast for Thursday, October 25th, 2012. We'll have mainly sunny skies today with near record warmth. We'll detail how warm it could get today, but our cooler temperatures, and maybe even some mixed precipitation in the forecast for next week. Get all the details and more starting right now. Alright, taking a look at the NeoWeather 3D Max Doppler radar this morning. Absolutely nothing going on out there. Actually, we really don't even have any clouds. It's a very clear morning. And because of that, it's a little cool in a few spots, especially outside of town. For instance, Worcester's at 47, Dover, New Philadelphia at 49. Ravenna's at 50, but you get into some of the bigger areas, Akron and Canton, 56. Youngstown, 59. Downtown Cleveland's at 62. And you're at 56 in Lorraine and Mansfield. So a cool morning out there, still a little bit warmer than the average though. It's going to warm up very quickly today. We could talk about breaking a record high today. Our record high is 80. We could break that one. How warm could it get? Stay tuned. We'll detail that for you in the next few minutes. We're going to zoom on out here, take a look across the rest of the country this morning. Not much going on the East Coast. Pretty quiet out there. Warm in spots as well, cold up into Maine. That's to be expected for this time of year. Our next system is right here. It's a pretty decent cold front that's going to be headed our way Friday afternoon into Friday evening, and that's going to bring with it a lot of cold air and rain ahead of the front as well. Could see a few thunderstorms also ahead of that front. Nothing severe or anything like that, just some thunderstorms. Behind it though is a very large area of cold air. I mean, it reaches down into, yes, Arizona. So a lot of cold air coming our way. It's not going to be exactly this cold, but it's going to be much cooler. I'm thinking we're probably going to get to the 40s for highs into early next week. So still going to be very, very cold. Our next interest here is Hurricane Sandy, and you're going, well, how's Hurricane Sandy going to affect us? Well, there's a few different solutions on this and how it could affect us, and we'll just have to watch it very, very closely. But right now, the current forecast track is to bring it up the coast, and then a couple of models want to bring it inland in the northeast. What could also happen here is that this could retrograde or actually go westward a little bit before it goes back off to the north and east. So what that will do is that will bring some of the precipitation into our neck of the woods, and then we have the issue of, well, how cold is it going to be? Because it's not going to be very warm next week, and we could maybe see some mixed precipitation here, possibly all snow. It's really hard to tell right now exactly what we could be seeing because it's all going to depend on the track of this hurricane. We'll turn on some hurricane tracks here, and you can see they're basically everywhere. We have one that wants to track it towards pretty much the DC area and bring it into Ohio. We have others that want to bring it up towards the coast. Others are bringing it even further out west, and a couple even go out to sea. So, I mean, the tracks are still pretty much all over the place. So we're just going to have to watch it very, very closely. I personally see a track going up the eastern seaboard, probably making landfall somewhere around Boston, Cape Cod, somewhere in that particular area. As far as the storm moving westward a little bit, that's going to be really, really hard to predict at this point in time until we can get a decent track down and get a little bit closer to see what else might be interfering with this storm. We're thinking this trough might actually get hung up over parts of New York and Pennsylvania, and that may actually come back westward at us a little bit. So we'll have to keep a very close eye on this. So definitely be sure to stay tuned. Alright, taking a look at the Almanac for today. The high yesterday was 77, the low was 59. Our average high is 59, the average low is 43. Our record high is 80. We could set a new record today. Our record low is 28. 1/100th of an inch of rainfall for yesterday. We're at 3.28 inches for the month and 32.81 inches for the year. Sunrise is at 7:51 a.m. and sunset is at 6:30 p.m. Alright, I showed this graphic yesterday. I want to show it again today. This is our next cold shot of air coming in Friday evening and into Saturday. Could be a couple variables at play with this one, but I think
this is going to be the overall scenario that's going to play out. We're going to see rain ahead of the cold front move into the area Friday afternoon into Friday night, and then cold air comes in behind that cold front into Saturday. We will see additional rainfall behind the front on Saturday as well. So we're going to put this into motion. Again, the rain comes through along with the cold front, then the cold air settles in behind it. I think this cold air is going to stick around for a while. We have some very cool temperatures in our 7-day forecast that goes into the middle of next week. We'll detail that in just a couple of minutes. First, let's get on with the Friday night football forecast for week number 10, the last week of the regular season. I was really hoping we could end this one on a dry note. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that with that cold front coming in. So we're going to have rain showers throughout the game. At kickoff will be around 50 degrees. I think if you're along the Ohio, Pennsylvania, or Ohio, West Virginia border, far eastern Ohio, you might get lucky and get kickoff in dry, but it's not a very likely scenario there. Halftime right around 48 degrees with the rain showers continuing, and we're down to 47 by the end of the game. We will have this forecast going for another 2 weeks for the first 2 weeks of playoffs. So if your team is going to the playoffs, do check with us for your forecast for the next 2 weeks. Alright, taking a look at the forecast for today. Sunny, very warm, the high of 81 degrees. Winds will be out of the south around 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it will be a little breezy out there. We'll start your day off at 8 a.m. Sunny and 54 degrees. We're up to 72 by 11 a.m., 77 at 2 p.m., and 78 at 5 p.m. under mostly sunny skies. Taking a look at the forecast for tonight, we'll go with mainly clear skies, a few clouds around here and there. Clouds will increase towards daybreak. Low right around 52 degrees with the south wind around 6 to 10 miles per hour. At 10 p.m. we're still warm at 67 with a few clouds, 62 by midnight. And by the time you wake up, start commuting to work, we will see those clouds begin to increase from the west. Temperatures in the lower to middle 50s. Taking a look at the next 7 days, we'll spend a minute on this one because it's a very, very busy and complicated 7-day forecast. Friday, clouds will increase, rain and storms by the afternoon. 67 will be the high, although temperatures will begin to fall by the afternoon into the 40s. We'll be in the lower to middle 40s Friday night. Rain, perhaps a rumble of thunder or two early on. Rain then continues into Saturday. Cooler. It's going to be a very cool, raw day Saturday. 48 on the high. Rain continues into Saturday night across parts of the area and possibly even into Sunday morning. Sunday will be mostly cloudy with an isolated shower possible. 48 the high on Sunday as well. Monday will go sun and clouds across the area and 45 degrees. Mostly cloudy come Tuesday and 46. Monday night and Tuesday night, there's a slight chance to see a rain, snow, or maybe some mixed precipitation coming down in a few spots. Temperatures will be in the low to middle 30s, so we could see that. Not very likely. Do stay tuned for the latest. Wednesday's the big question here. We have what's now Hurricane Sandy over the Caribbean. It's forecast to move up the east coast of the United States. It may make landfall up in the northeast. If it does, it could actually come back westward and wrap some of the precipitation into the eastern half of Ohio. Where the question comes is, does it make landfall? Does it go out to sea? How far west does it come? How strong will it be? And will the cold air be in place, or will we get some warm air out of it? So a lot of questions with this one. For right now, we're going to go with the possibility of a rain-snow mix, temperature around 45 degrees. It looks like the cold air may stick in place, but we can't stress enough. Please stay tuned for the latest on this one. We have about 3 or 4 different scenarios that can play out. A couple of them could mean either a lot of rain, no rain, or maybe even some snow. So definitely stay tuned for the latest for the middle of next week. I'm forecaster Mark Spencer. Thank you for watching. Stay up to date with the latest weather at neoweather.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. neoweather.com, Ohio's home for weather.